Hi lovies, just gonna give you guys a few minutes to get in here. I sent the instructions on the Karma's Eye Psychic page, so I hope you guys are able to find me live right now. Let's see how well people follow instructions and see how people actually follow very well. Either way, I am still going to continue with the class, but I'm going to give everyone a few minutes, and I'm going to download this and obviously edit it to make sure that, you know, it looks as professional as it should be. Sorry guys, I am not in my purple wig today. Not in my purple wig today. I am running around doing so many errands. Give it uno momento. Because I put in the description that it was going to be on this page, so it's going to be a little difficult for you to follow me if you can't figure out where I am, though I said it. All right, so wait for YouTube do its thing.
Magical with the gold bunny from Lint.
Okay, all right, my lovey. So this is Love, Sex, and Magic class. So we're going to be talking about how to enhance your magic, to make it more effective, to make it more accurate, to make it more on point, to make it more, potent, strong, powerful, make it a lot less stressful, make it, worthwhile, and, mostly just really to make it work, and to understand how it does and does not work. We're going to go over, why love magic works, why it doesn't work. We're going to be talking about different types of targets, and why one could be more stressful than the other. And we're going to, go into like the wonky spells, the ones that they work, but they don't work, they half work. We're going to go into that too. Okay? The first question that we're going to get to is, why would I be talking about it now? Right? Well, I don't know if you guys know this, but Easter is next week. So in the pagan Norse, Wiccan tradition, it is celebrated by the goddess, what is it? It's Easter, but it's like Esther. That's the goddess of fertility. Okay, during the spring equinox or Ostara, people would have, rituals outside, a lot of sacrifices, fire, and also sexual orgies. Okay, so sexual magic and sex magic was used mostly around this time. I did say in my other page that Aries season is the best season to do any love, sex, magic. Because it's the god of war, the color is red. Okay, so definitely about concentration, definitely about passion, and definitely about follow through. Okay, so let's get into it. So first of all, what is love and sex magic? Okay, so love work is to provoke or motivate romantic feelings in your direction from another person. Most people do self-love before they do love magic. It's better to do it that way so you have a good sense of self, so you're not disappointed, and it helps you aim to your target so much better. Especially even if you aim to them and it does not work out the way you would like it to, you have a lot of positive, fallback. You're kind of like, oh, well, that didn't work, and you're good. There's no repercussions mentally or spiritually where you are flipping out, you're angry, and you're hurting and harming yourself or harming other people. Love work is for a specific target to be or stay in your life to validate. Some people do love work to have validation. There's nothing wrong with this. You could have a target that you might not even know. They're just close to you. You just need someone. You're not really, confident to go after the person that you really want. So you go to someone that is closest to you. This is not an uncommon thing. This is a very common thing. Okay? Sometimes you work a lot. Sometimes you just haven't had those romantic, situations in a very long time. And you are using the, everything that you have and the knowledge of the universe to conjure up a little something, which is not impossible, which is in fact what we all have the power to do. Doesn't mean it always works out exactly correctly. However, the fact that you know that you can conjure up the thing that you want is something that people use for sex and love magic. Okay, some people don't go after money when they know they can get money without using magic, or they're just good at making money or getting promoted. Love can usually be a misfire in a lot of people's lives, especially if they make a lot of money. Love work is to stay on the good side of someone in your favor. Okay, this is love work that is geared toward either your boss, a judge, or someone in authority, okay, that might not care for romantic feelings, but is in charge of you in some other way, where doing love magic on them will sweeten them up to your side, or if they are really mean, they will kind of skip over you, okay, and have these feelings for you that are positive and really leave you out of any of the mess that they could be throwing out there. Okay, that's very helpful to do. Love work can be done on judges, whether you know them or not. You can stir up romantic feelings in someone that could be trying to put the hammer down on you, and it's less likely to come down, or let come down as hard. Okay? Sex work is using the act of sex during or before rituals. For those of you who do understand the power and the universal spiritual power of sex, the act, either one person having an intention or both people having an intention, having the same intention during a climax situation will in fact manifest the results. How well do they manifest? We'll get into that later. But that's what sex work originally is for. That's what the orgies are for during the spring equinox time. So it's a group of people. It is a community of witches and, wizards and people spiritual in nature who come together wanting a common goal, using sex magic to do that. Understanding that the physical and the spiritual coming together creates a metaphysical result. Something that basically technically comes out of thin air, but not out of thin air. Hi Diana, I'm so glad you can follow instructions. Thank you. Okay, sex work is usually bodily fluids, on ritual tools, or physical ingestion. I know that is sounding so gross. Okay, but for those of you who follow me, understand that I dabble in the hoodoo arts. Okay, it is not uncommon for people who are married for 30, 40 years that the wife or even the husband slips a little something in their coffee from their morning pee. Pee is actually undetectable in coffee. You cannot taste it. Okay, the chemicals, the smell, and all of that stuff, when you combine it with the coffee beans and the heat and all that, you can actually you cannot detect urine, the smell of it, or even the taste of it. Okay, coffee basically makes urine disappear. Okay, if you read Denise Alvarado's book, Hoodoo Voodoo Spell Book, that's actually the most popular spell of love magic there is. If you do not have any tools whatsoever, and one of your crushes just happen to be in your space, and they not looking at their coffee for 1 second, and you got like a little teeny little vial of your stuff, dump it in there, and it's a very common thing. Okay, sex work is a gaining and releasing of energy to plant a seed like birth. So this is why sex magic is extremely powerful, because it starts off as a manifestation, or a thought in your mind. We did a class on manifestation already, right? So it's a little bubble that kind of hangs around you like this, right? And it needs to find its way into the world somehow, right? Just like when we're kids and we visualize our families, like, oh, I visualize that I will have 3 kids, and then the thing that causes it to happen, which is sex, right, or having enough money for adoption, will manifest that. It finds its way into your reality. Okay, sex magic is just that. You plant a seed, plant a thought, You put science together, and then boom, you got a metaphysical result. Okay? Why is love and sex magic even used? Okay? Love and sex are surrounded by powerful, positive feelings and outcomes. Love is something that we all crave. Sex is something that we all crave, whether you are straight or not. It is a physical need. And then needing love is a metaphysical, spiritual need. Also mental, okay? So these two needs combined to find each other can create anything you want, okay? Because they're surrounded by positive feelings. And there's passion around both things. We will figure out how to get sex. We will figure out how to get love. Won't we? So that means you use these two things that you can't stop looking for to then create the things that you want. Love and sex are things we crave on all levels of our 7 chakras. Yes. Every chakra has a link to love and sex. Okay? Even when you get to your crown chakra, that's when you basically have controlled your need for it at the time, you know, being celibate, you know, and just not, you know, not engaging, okay, in the act. Hold on, guys, because it's about to get some other. I don't want you guys to hear my YouTube ads. Like I said, I'm going to edit this for the website, okay? On every level, or every step of your chakra, especially your root chakra, is your natural animal need for sex. Then when you keep going up the chakras, up to your crown chakra, you start to understand sex and love better when you get to your throat chakra, how to communicate what you want. Right? When your heart chakra, understanding that it's like, this is how I love myself, by finding something that I need to satisfy for my body or my ego, whichever. It's the love for self, believe it or not. Okay? Solar plexus, sacral chakra, even your third eye chakra. Third eye chakra actually works very well with love and sex because you know you can find the person. You know which person it's going to work out with. That's why you find them. That's third eye chakra on sex and love. Crown chakra is saying that I know I need it, but I can control those feelings. I have the ability to control them. Okay, that's higher self. Love and sex keeps us grounded, motivated, and validated. These are basic needs as well. Being grounded, spiritually grounded, very important to do, is to stay within reality, to understand that even our spiritual needs have to be manifested in our reality. Okay? You can't expect a spaceship to just come to your house one day and drop off a bag of $4 million. And if it did, why $4 million when you could have asked for any amount of money, if not more money? Okay? Just keep your your head and your body and your spirit aligned. Motivation. Motivation is something that we need. People who don't have any motivation become depressed, stagnant, and stuck. There's no movement whatsoever. Everything needs movement. Your spirit needs movement. Your manifestations need movement. Your prayer needs movement. Everything needs movement and validation. We all need something to be proud of. We all need something to, validate our existence. It doesn't have to be on a constant level, but on any level, really. Any level that suits you best. You could have validation to, put something out there on the internet and find out it got like 4,000 likes. Whether or not they know it was you in particular. That like, oh, I did that. I made people laugh. You need some type of validation. Everybody needs that. Okay, that's why we look for love. That's why we look for sex. It's for validation. Oh, I worked so hard this week. I really wish I had something that I actually wanted to celebrate that. Okay, sometimes food and money and all that is not enough because you're like, well, I have all those things. I need to serve something else. Okay, how is love and sex magic used? Everything begins with intent. The main goal is the goal. The main goal is the goal. Sex is the tool. If you are looking to invoke, promote, or motivate love and sex, That is the intent. Okay, so either on the prowl for anyone, or you know specifically who you want. You have a target in mind. We're gonna get to that. Next, candle colors. When wanting to basically gravitate the highest level of sex and love. Now, when it comes to love, we'll get into that when we come into the many levels of it. Okay, sex, however, on a physical, grounded level, is not very difficult to achieve. It's the other part of it that we're trying to achieve. Okay, we need a person to actually like us to do this, right? So candle colors that you would use would be red, pink, white, and green. Okay, green is for success. White is for attracting a target that will not harm you, or will not harm you when things backfire. If they backfire, you're less likely to backfire when using white. Okay, pink, that is for unconditional love, for a mutual understanding, and for friendship. Okay, so you can at least feel good about yourself instead of feeling like, you know, a gross, you know, perv or whatever, or, you know, vice versa with the target. Red is straight up just for passion. You're looking to have fun. You just don't care. You know you can handle yourself. You know you can handle these colors. Definitely do some research about the colors you can and cannot handle. Okay, but green, white, pink, and red are pretty you know, suitable for most people's auras. All right. Red, however, if you have anger issues, you have addiction issues, I will not recommend. Okay? Next, we have moon phases. When you're doing love work in a new moon, because you can do it actually in both. Believe it or not, people think that full moons are ending. No, it's not true. You could be putting an end to your loneliness. Okay? So full moons are pretty great for love work. But when doing new, and during the new phase, it's to bring in, to start over, to start new, and add strength. So if you're already doing love work, if you started it on a new moon, I would definitely suggest that you continue on new moon phases. Not every moon phase is great for love. Okay? Full moons, to unblock, to build, to rid of obstacles, and for communication. So if you already got the target and you're still doing love work, okay, and you can't wait for the new moon, then those are the things you should work on. So then by the time of the new moon, you get to do, you know, getting sexy and all that other stuff. Okay? Let's see. I'm gonna go through all this. All right. This is what I talked about on the last page. Sun signs. Aries is the best, as it is a fire sign at the beginning of spring. Okay? Aries being the god of war, the color is red. Okay? There's love, there's passion, there's victory. Okay? There's drive, there's motivation, there's validation. It's all those things that I had mentioned before. That represents the sign Aries. Okay? The season that is best to do love work is the spring. Since winter is over and flowers are blooming and blossoming. That's the grounded level. That is the physical level. When the physical earth around you begins to change. Now, if you live in a warm climate, like South Carolina, Florida, or any other, you know, countries in the world where it's always hot, or where it's always mild, and there's always flowers blooming, still, I definitely suggest do it during Aries season. There's nothing better than doing something during an Aries sun and an Aries moon, because when you do it on the sun and the moon being a dual, you know, being in the same sign, okay, you're getting both the light and the dark, and it works better, you know, like for the darkness and the light as well. So that means your love work will work very well for the things that you do see and the things that you don't see. So when your target is away from you, the moon work you have done will still be working in them. Okay? And also working in them when you see them. Okay? Know your compatibility. So that means you need to know your astrological sign, know your birth chart, know what Chinese year you were born in, because I'm going to tell you right now, bunnies cannot marry tigers. Doesn't work. Okay? Tigers are entirely too ambitious to the point where they will run over people. Okay? Bunnies like us, we say we're going to run over people, but we really don't. We just like to appear big because we know bunnies are small. We know we're small. Okay? We won't actually do it. And if we see someone like a tiger doing it, it will actually break our hearts. Tigers and rabbits and bunnies, not good together. Okay? Tigers are oppressive people. Okay? Most of the time. And bunnies are just too freaking practical for that. Just giving you an example, because that's me and my ex-husband, okay? And that's just how it's been since I've ever dated a tiger ever, okay? As an example. Know your compatibility, know your birth chart, know your moon sign, know your rising sign. Your rising sign will also point out to how well your sex life and love life will go, okay? It'll also tell you how you really feel about partners and why things don't work out. The thoughts in your head will manifest. So if you are, a Leo rising and you date an Aquarius rising and deep down you can't stand this person and you're still trying to keep them as a love target, well, things backfiring are almost inevitable because you inside just can't stand them. You just don't want to be alone, sure. And it works to keep them around, but it's not changing them. Okay, so don't ever use love or magic, sex like magic, to ever change the person. Okay, if you were a Capricorn, you are not compatible with Gemini. It is best you do not cast a love spell under an incompatible sign. It is not a It is not a definite that it won't work. It is to be certain of opposing energies. Okay? So it'll work, but it's not going to change the fact that you're incompatible. Okay? Alright, so the different types of love spells that we have already gone over in other classes. I believe I did do a tutorial or a video about it. For those of you who understand and know about the come to me spells, when the candle moves toward, the one target candle is moving, or you could be moving toward the target, especially if the target is in a place where they cannot, do any moving or long distance or whatever. Sweet jar spells, for those of you who have seen my sweet jars, that's when you put a bunch of sweet stuff in a jar. You put their clothing, their hair, their picture, their whatever, you burn the candle on top of it, and then you pray over it. Prayer, very important, because spirit needs to know what the fuck you want. Okay? Binding spells, when you have the person with you, okay, and you want to keep them, you want to keep them literally bound up. That requires burying things. So once you're done with the spell, you end up burying it somewhere. That way, that energy will never ever be tampered with, will never be disturbed. Okay? That means that person is bound to you. It's almost like creating a twin flame. You can create twin flames, and you can put twin flames out. Okay? Listen to my podcast. All right? Baneful spells. Baneful spells, even in love magic, when you want to dominate someone, okay, you can use things like your, bodily fluids, and you use your urine in a different way, filling up a jar with them in it. Even if you put sweet stuff in it, just that your urine is the base of the jar, is that they're beneath you. Okay, definitely having the intention of them being beneath you, or putting them in a situation where they cannot leave you. Okay, or making them feel as though you are the greatest thing ever, that they are too afraid to lose you. It is real. You can do that. All right. All right. So we're going to talk really quickly about how spells do and do not work with two different types of targets: a close target and a long distance target. Now, is one harder than the other? Not really. They're actually kind of one and the same. I'm explaining. When you have a close target, someone that you either see every day, see twice a week, or twice a month, okay, you pull so much energy being in their presence, right? You pull so much energy. That means the more energy you pull from that person, your expectations kind of rise higher and higher. It is easier to physically collect things from them, like hair or clothing or even gifts that they give you. Okay? With a close target, you really don't need a photo of the person, because you see them and you got one of their pens or something, and you got something off their desk, and now you can hoodoo that item, or you can put a spell on that item. With a long distance target, you would then need like a photo of them, you know, either to do baneful magic, either to do sweet jars, binding spells, or come to me, whichever. Okay? When you have a long distance target, you are then sending energy, not really pulling, you're sending energy. So they're both one and the same. So it is very possible for a closer target and a long distance target to show results in the same amount of time. Okay? I've seen long distance relationships happen after a lot of sex magic, not a lot, but a good amount of sex magic, for them to physically, be in their physical presence, okay, of the long distance person. Doing a lot of road openers definitely help. Okay, keep road openers and other magic involved as well. Don't just do sex magic. It's just one part of it. Okay, if your love interest lives 3 states away, you might want to do a road opener. Find a way for them to come to you, or find a way for you to go to them. Okay? Blockbusters. That's when they try to see you or you try to see them and something always keeps getting in the way. You do a blockbuster. You stick a pin in the eye of your obstacle. Okay? Don't forget other magic. Alright? We already talked about bodily fluids. We get into that. Those things go very well in jars. They go very well on crystals, and they go very well on spiritual tools. If you just happen to be with a girl or a guy, okay, and you're doing your thing and you happen to be together, okay, and let's say it's from the girl, okay, and you got your hands up in her stuff, okay, when she looks away, literally smear that shit all over your candles or your ritual tools. I know it sounds gross. I don't care. Alright? If you guys are a team and you know you're doing it, always keep positive thoughts while having sex. Always keep it with the main goal involved. People who conceive children conceive them successfully when they both have it in mind. Okay? What else? Crystals. So smear it on your crystals. That can charge them as well. Charge it in the sun. And I know it sounds gross, but guess what? There's nothing wrong with having that one group of crystals that's gross. Okay? Putting them in a bag or something like that. That way, you still have that energy. Trust and believe. You can carry it on you, put it in your car. Wherever you go, there has to be some kind of physical movement. Keep the energy moving somehow. Put it in your car for a week, put it in your bedroom for a week, move it around. This way the person will stay within your circle. I know, it sounds so scary, but it's true, okay? Anointing oils, perfumes, and potions, okay? Where do the remains remain? Candles and stuff like that you use, like I say, for binding spells, you can bury them. For other candle wax, I have it on my website, it's best that you leave candle wax at a crossroads. Don't look back. Let the spirits handle it. Take it to a crossroad where nobody goes. Don't really dump stuff at the same crossroads though. Okay? Take a drive. Taking a drive is good for you. Okay? Dump love magic here in like a abandoned park or whatever that no one goes to. It's just candle wax, nothing crazy. The street cleaner is going to clean it up anyway. And then go east and go west and just keep changing spots. Okay, that moves the metaphysical energy around as well. Okay, graveyards, crossroads, underwater, under pressure. Okay, and even on property. You can bury things on your target's property, making them, unawares of it. If they are aware of it, this is how you bind them. Tie 2 pieces of hair together, yours and the lover's, your target. Bury it. I can almost guarantee you, when you tie hair together and you bury it, you will never be off each other's mind. I've seen this work like immensely, okay, to the point where I've had some people go back and dig it up, okay, and get rid of it and even burn it, okay. We are now at tricks, some little tips and tricks. All right. Tips and tricks would be to put something in your bra for the target to touch. So if you have crystals in there, you got little amulets in there, whatever, find a way for your target to touch it. Have a little crystal in your bra or whatever. I do the thing. I have like a little crystal quartz. Was it rose quartz apple? It's a really I'll show you. I have this. That's next to my bed. I have 2 of these on each side of my bed. Okay. I have taken that apple to work, and if there's a very attractive man that I know is single, okay, I will show it to him and have him touch it, look at it and observe it. And yes, I have slept with every single man that has touched it. Just saying. Okay? That says in your bra, but the next one was put something from your bedroom for the target to touch. Same thing. Okay? Something that you have physically touched, let them touch it as well. Okay? Transfer of energy, your intention, everything is on that. Put something from your underwear for your target to touch. Okay? Secret crystals or objects with fluids on it. Rub something all over your body for your target to touch. I've done that. That's actually a lot of fun. Because when you are in that mood, right? When you're drinking wine, you're alone, and you're listening to Sarah McLachlan energy, like songs, right? And you just getting all sexy, and you just rubbing stuff all over your body, right? Keep that object and let any target that you know is eligible for you to touch it. That one is actually the most fun in my opinion. Okay? Because the truth is that these things are usually being done while you are alone anyway. You can feel your own energy. You project your own energy. So that means it's like you will visualize what you would think the perfect date would be, or the perfect relationship would be, or how you would want someone to touch you. Okay? You are already physically manifesting it that moment. So the person who then touches that object will then manifest it again, because there is movement. I hope you're following, because I know I can be all over the board sometimes. Okay? Oh, this one I've done, guys, and this one can be slightly dangerous. Okay? So when you are alone, or you're with your partner, okay, and you are either masturbating or you're actually having sex, the sexy clothes that you are wearing, keep them on. Like if you are a woman, and you wear the sexy lingerie, if you happen to have a little flap at the bottom, use the flap, keep the clothes on, right? Whether it's washed or unwashed. You break up with that person, you want them back, you put that on underneath your clothes. You break up with someone, you want somebody else, when you're out on a date, you know it's going well, you put that on. You don't have to have sex with them that day. You can wear it every single date. And they will start to project that sexual energy. So you are sending it out. Well, they'll be able to manifest it back at you. That one's fun. I've done that one too. Say your outcome while having sex with your partner, if your partner is on board. Okay? If you're not with anyone and you're having sex alone, say your outcome 3 times while you are climaxing, okay? Say it 3 times. Say it as if you already have it. Say, I will marry you, or this, that, and the other thing, or, yes, I'll be your girlfriend. Yes, I'll be your boyfriend. Whichever one, okay? I'm getting parched, guys. Hold on. There's not going to be there's no doubt whatsoever that your DNA plays a really big part in it. All right, now we're going to get to the best part here. Why love spells don't work. We all want to know this one, right? You ain't went to the store, you bought the candles, you got the oil, you took the bath, right? You put the intention out, you thought that person was single, you thought they liked you, right? You got their name, you got their photo, you got their birth date, right? You went all in. And for some reason, this love spell didn't work. You waited for the right season. You waited the right moon phase. You did it all. And it did not work. Right? Person lives down the street or whatever. It didn't work. This is why love spells don't work. And I will read as follows. Number one. Not much work or thought, or you were not very specific with what you wanted. When you when you burn a candle and you say, I just want someone to love me. I want you to bring someone to love me. Well, the universe can bring you a puppy that loves you very much. Okay? The universe can bring you an elderly person who needs your help at your job and loves you very much. So not much work or thought or being very specific was put into that spell. Put into that work is not working. Okay? The target may have a lot of negative forces around them. We talked about this doing ancestor work. That the target has too many negative forces. Your love spell was basically like a drip, okay, of rain to them. They might have like winked and thought about it, but then it was gone like the rest of the rain falling on them. Okay? They're surrounded by too many distractions to even penetrate that wall. Okay? Also, on a side note, you will be inviting all that negativity into your life. And if your ancestors are saying, fuck to the hell, fuck no, it's not going to work no matter what you do. Okay? The target has done magic against you. That is a thing. Okay, it's possible that your target might just be just like you, and do magic too, and just was like, I don't want to be tricked into anything with this person or anybody. They could just be spiritually protected. They might be involved with their ancestors, spirit guides, and all that too. So you can't ever put that past your target as well. Your target does not love. Some targets are narcissists. That's another one that people don't consider. Your target might actually be incapable of loving. This is a psychological, spiritual fact that people have discovered, that some people are unable to love. And you cast a love spell on a narcissist, and sure, they'll text you, they'll call you, but they will text you and call you the same way they text and call everybody else. They might just text you a little bit more, but still break their promises and use you the same way they use everyone else. They might just be using you a little more because you want them so badly. Okay? Your texts will come in more frequently, but the person is still themselves. Okay? And the love spell does not work. Okay? The next one is the most common one. The spell that you used up all the love that they had for you, and now they are empty. So you could have done a love spell on Rick or Jane, okay, or Rick and Jane, and the love only lasted 3 months, and now they're done with you. You probably had the greatest 3 months of your life with Rick and Jane, right? You went out, talked about movies, did all this stuff, got close, got intimate, did this, did that, and even they were just on. They were on a roller coaster too, okay? They were feeling it too, and then boom, gone. Okay, your love spell might have worked too well, where it didn't work really at all. Okay, where that's a double-edged sword, but it's the most common one. Okay, because you used up all of their love. Because usually when you pray, you say, I want all of his love, I want all of her love. You're gonna get all of it. in 4 or 6 months. After that, it's done. That's all the love that they had for you. Okay? And no matter how long it takes you to show your real self or whatever, that's as far as they were going to go with you, even if they spent 10 years with you. You would have stretched out 10 years doing the same thing you did in those 6 months. It would have taken them 2 years to get to that smile that made them smile at the fair. Okay? After that, love is gone. It's empty. You drained the cup or spilled it over. You asked for all of it all in one bunch. You got it, and then it's done. And it never works again. Okay? The next one. Their ancestors are blocking you. The next one is your ancestors are blocking them. Okay? Your ancestors are very important when it comes to your love life and your love decisions. You who are connected with your ancestors, if you are very connected with them, you can get a very clear yes or no whether someone is good for you or not. Okay? Even if that means waiting for them to mature, or it could be not wasting your time with them, not wasting your energy, not wasting your money on them. Don't buy a red candle for someone that your ancestor gave you a clear sign that is not going to work out. Even if you got that person to come to you and then they do stupid shit to you, you drew them to you. They're still the same person. And your ancestors made it clear to you that they're not good for you. And then basically every time they show up, they're doing something wrong to you on a spiritual level. Okay? Let's see. Oh, this is one of my favorites too. Why spells don't work. You perform the spell out of desperation, anxiety, doubt, and a lack of confidence. People who do love spells while they're depressed, while they are sad, even when they're crying, when they're officially like at the heartbroken stage, when something bad happens in their life and they can't figure out what it is they want, so they go right to a partner, or they want someone in their life and they haven't figured out their stuff yet, won't work. All you're doing is intensifying the feelings that you are having. That's all you're doing. You're growing that. Red candles, white candles, the energy you're putting into it, you're just growing that energy. You're growing that depression. You're growing that anxiety, especially when it doesn't work. Okay? Let's say, the next one. You are too impatient. Manifestation takes time. If you say, I want to get married by June 2023, and you haven't found anyone by June 2022, and you get frustrated, and you keep on going and going and going, now you're intensifying impatience. It cuts away at the spell. It cuts away at the manifestation. You're not trusting that what you sent is actually going to happen. Now you're telling yourself that I made a mistake with my original intention. You're telling your intention that it was a mistake. It's basically like telling a child that was born to you that they were a mistake. Same thing. Your manifestations are your children. Okay? You expect the spell to do the work. A lack of movement. A lack of movement will definitely make a spell fail. You say, I want to start dating this year. You don't go on any dating apps. You don't go on any actual dates to meet people. You don't go any places. You don't leave the house. You blocked everyone on social media. You keep cutting off friends. And you keep getting irritated when someone's trying to be nice to you. You expect the spell to just kind of like pull someone out of the sky and just hand them to you. It doesn't work that way. You have to be aligned with the thing that you want. You want to start dating? Go to the places where the people you would like to date would be. Go to the gym. Go play tennis. I don't know. If you like lawyers, go to court. Go to the courthouse. Go to the Starbucks where they have lunch. Go to the places where you know they would be. Go bowling if you love to bowl. Okay? Where you would want someone to have that in common with you. Be aligned with what it is you want. The next one is no focus. You just want anything. The universe does not but the universe does not respond well to saying you want anything. Oh, I want to find love, just find somebody for me. That's when the puppy shows up. Okay? Or you can find a nice homeless person who has a problem, who will be absolutely positively in love for you but not good for you. That's when your spell has no focus. It did not work. Okay? Spells don't work when it's bad timing. Either the wrong sun phase, the wrong moon phase, or the wrong season. Now, I am going to say love spells do work well in the winter time, because that is a emotional, mental reason why it works. People's consciousness during that time can be very lonely. Okay? The consciousness, is to be comforted. There's holidays, a lot of stuff happening, New Year's and all that during the winter time. Okay? But that means you would have successfully gotten a partner who was in those feelings. Then rather in springtime when they're feeling confident and better, rather than being depressed and desperate and lonely. Just as a for instance, just as a note. Okay? Another reason why spells don't work, love spells in particular, bad health, mental health, physical health, and emotional health. When you are depressed, when you are anxious, when your physical body is not doing well, your spell will manifest just as well as your physical body. You got severe pains in your mouth, you got teeth issues, right? You've got issues with your bones and your legs or your back, or there are those physical things you have not settled. You add them to your magic, it doesn't work. Okay? Or does not work as well. Lastly, the last reason that I'm going to bring to your attention in this particular class, we're muting, is if you are holding grudges, have jealousy, or you are casting the spell for the wrong reason. Okay? The wrong reasons could be, well, I just want to have someone because all my friends have someone and I'm jealous of them that they have something that I would like to have, and I hold a grudge against them for being always on top of me and always having things better than me. Okay? That's why spells do not work. Love, magic, and sex spells don't work. I think I've come to the end of this. Just on a seasonal note, yes, because it is Easter time, I am doing this class for love, sex, magic. Ostara is the bunny. The bunny is a sacred animal. It's a Norse pagan Wiccan community. And the bunny rabbit is a symbol of fertility, symbol of sex and love. Okay? Because bunnies have sex a lot. Okay? Bunnies have lots and lots of babies. Bunnies take care of their babies. So they are the homey mom with 15 kids. They love to do it. They're in love with their kids. I'm also doing this because I was actually born the Chinese Year of the Bunny, which I can't stop mentioning. We do pursue sexual desires very often because we believe in that reproducing thing, right? And I do have lots of people that I take care of, but I like doing it. It's a weird thing, but I like doing it. I love my children. If I had not had my tubes tied, I'm pretty sure I would have had more than 3. Okay? Because it doesn't take one try to get kids. Okay? I've tried about 15 times per child. Okay? So that's it for this love and sex magic class. This is not limited to any gender or sexual orientation or even religious factors or mental health issues or whatever. This is just a general because it's Easter time It's Aries season for now, because then we're going to be moving on to Taurus season soon. But I hope you guys enjoyed this class. I hope you got a lot out of it. I really hope it was informational, educational, and all those things. I always try to bring, you know, as much as possible, as much as I know. Definitely comment if you feel like I missed anything. We will definitely talk about it in a part 2. I will make a part 2. Sorry that I don't have purple hair today, guys, but it was the best I can do for now. So I really hope you enjoy this. Please go to www.karmaseyesuniverse.com. We are having a spiritual teaching community which is growing. We are dedicated to teaching as much as possible, teaching what you want to know, and definitely check out our podcast. A new episode comes out every week. So I love you guys. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for attending, and I will see you soon. Bye.